Greetings, students. Welcome to Indigenous America Week here in History 101. So this week for our primary source reading, because we're still reading primary sources, which we'll be doing a lot of this year, uh, we have a number of creation myths, which is exciting. Now, hopefully you have watched the keywords video, and I'm not going to get an angry email from you about referring to Genesis as a creation myth. Now, if you feel compelled to send me such an email, I would highly recommend that you go back and you watch one of the keywords videos where I describe what the word myth actually means. So, this week, what we're going to do is I have you guys reading the first 3 chapters from Genesis. That would be the Christian creation myth. And then I also have 2 other creation myths in here. We have one from the Salinian people, that's in California, what would be today California, and one from the Cherokee, from the southeast of the United States. We also have a documentary coming up here, which also has a couple of more creation myths in them. Just, kind of take those with a great, watch the thing with it. You don't have to focus as much on those, but I'm glad you have a number that we're using for this week. So what we're doing is we're kind of trying to get an idea of the clash of cultures that is about to happen. So we have all these folks hanging out in North and South America, minding their own business, doing their own thing. They've got their own little worlds. And all these Europeans are about to show up, like en masse. And they have very different conceptions of how the world was created and what the world is for. Like very different conceptions of this, right? So we're going to start to see that when we start reading these myths. So we're going to start with the Christian ones so that we can kind of understand where the Europeans are coming from right now. I know most of you probably already know this one. If you're fairly familiar already, you can skip it. But if you haven't read it in a while, or if you just want to, make sure that you're doing the assignment correctly, go ahead. It's not real long. Like I said, it's only the first 3 chapters of Genesis, so not a lot of words there. But what we're going to do after we watch our documentaries and do all of that, we're going to have a discussion about what this clash is going to look like. So as you're reading, I would like you to note some places where you can see some problems coming up. There's going to be a couple. There's going to be a couple places where you might notice, it seems to me that the European worldview and the indigenous worldview are not compatible in this particular instance. You're going to see it. It's going to be pretty obvious. So I'm so looking forward to you guys reading these. They're fun and exciting. There's tons more of these on the internet too, if you're curious. Every culture on Earth has creation myths and such, and they're all rather fascinating. So go ahead, read Genesis, read your 2 creation myth stories from our indigenous folks, and then on the other side of that, we'll get ready for our documentary that'll give us more context for all the stuff that we're reading. And then we get to have a chat about it. So that'll be fun. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.